All right, what is up, Rage Nation? We are back with another behind-the-scenes interview. Oh, now it just says it's. See, I don't really use this one that often. Now it's recording. What's up, Rage Nation? We are back with another behind-the-scenes interview of our radio interview. We are joined by Travis. He's the lead singer and guitarist for the band Nine Left Dead. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm glad to have you on the show.
Hey, I
We're
appreciate
ready to play your music.
Absolutely excited about that. We appreciate that.
All right, before we get into it, we are Indie Rage Radio, indierageradio.com. If you want to check out more about us, just go to the website right down there. We're an internationally syndicated radio show on 22 radio stations across the planet Earth, and we play independent and unsigned music. All right, here we go. Segment 1 in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, indierageradio.com. We are back with another one, folks. This time we got Travis. He's the lead singer and guitarist for the band Nine Left Dead. They're a rock band from Oklahoma City, OKC. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify. They are there. 9leftdead.com. That's the number 9, leftdead.com. You can get merch on there, hats, shirts, hoodies, koozies, stickers. Go support this band. Travis, what's up, man?
Not much. What's going on?
Hey, I'm fantastic. I'm absolutely pumped to have you on the show. Of course, your track, Just Say Goodnight, one of the most requested songs on Indie Rage Radio. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's because you guys, we appreciate it, man. That means a lot to us even spinning it. We really, really appreciate it.
All right, so the first segment of the show, we always play a game. And mainly because we got to feed the beast. The Rage Nation, they are a nosy bunch. They want to get to know you, Travis.
Hey, let's do it.
All right, we're going to play 10 rounds with Mikey O. This seems to be one of their favorites. It's kind of like a this or that. I'm going to give you a people, place, thing, 2 or 3 things. You tell me which one you like best.
All right.
All right, here we go. Round number 1. Playlist or podcast?
Podcast.
Yeah, what kind of podcast you digging?
I like a lot of mental health podcasts, actually. I'm pretty big into that, which, I mean, you can tell a lot in my lyrics. That's a big, big deal for me because I think it's one of the most underrated things in the world for men and female, for that matter.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and shout out some of your favorites.
I just get sent a lot of clips, so I couldn't even name any off the hand other than just the ones that get sent from my friends on TikTok all the time. I'd have to just post some later or something.
There you go. All right, round number 2, Xbox, Nintendo, or PlayStation?
Nintendo, definitely.
Are we talking about 8-bit, 16-bit? Which system?
One of the first ones, because my favorite game is actually Super Dodgeball.
I have never played that.
Best game ever made, man. You check it out. You got to check it out.
It's better than Excite Bike?
I love Excite Bike, and I think it's better than that. You actually, fight each other, and you can pick whatever nation you want to be, play against the other ones, and everyone has special powers as far as how they throw their little special power balls, and then when they attack each other and you end up killing other players, they always turn into little angels and fly up into heaven. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to look that up, see if there's an emulator out for that. That sounds absolutely fun. Oh, one more game. Is it better than Blades of Steel?
It's close, man. The fighting on Blades of Steel is hard to rival, though.
Yeah, bro. That game was, I mean, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Ahead of its time.
Beyond ahead of its time. That's what's so good about a lot of those games. You can go back and play them now, and they still bring you as much excitement and joy, even though, obviously they don't touch the graphics of what games are out nowadays.
Yeah. All right, round number 3, Coke or Pepsi?
If I had to drink one, well, if I'm drinking alcohol, it's probably with Coke. But if I'm just drinking it by itself, it's probably Pepsi. I just don't drink a lot of pop anymore. It used to be my drink of choice was Crown and Coke. That's what it was, my go-to on it.
Would you you just doing the Crown straight now?
Yeah, some days. Yeah.
All right, round number 4. Would you rather play a club or a festival?
Man, I love both, but that's because we do the same thing at either one. We play and we hang out and we interact and we meet as much people as we can, whether we're in a club, which I love the small, intimate settings. But same thing as the festivals, though. we'll go out there and be in the crowd the entire time meeting people, because that's wherever we go, man. That's what we love to do. We do it because of the people and the connections. So I love both. They both have their purposes.
Oh. Number 5, winter or summer?
Well, during winter, I prefer summer. So during summer, I prefer winter. But I
I
like
don't
the
know.
cold better.
Close to the summertime, that's like when Tornado Alley heats up, right?
Yeah. So
That's scary.
we went to record in Nashville. Then the first day we were there, they're like, we're going to delay it because there's a tornado. And me and my buddy that was the drummer at the time, he actually recently passed away. We were out on the roof having some alcoholic beverages, just like, okay, Oklahoma, we just sat out here and watched them. Do you do that? Not do that in Nashville?
Yeah. I lived in Arkansas for a cup of coffee, and tornadoes is what actually made me leave.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm out, son.
Out.
Yeah. I didn't know I was scared to death of tornadoes until I lived in Arkansas. And then I was like, nah, I can't
Yeah.
do this.
No, they're no fun.
All right. Round number 6, vinyl, CD, or digital download?
Vinyl, like real vinyl. I just actually went through my records 2 days ago and was sitting there listening to them in the front room. That's how I woke up and spent my morning, and it was awesome.
Nice. All right. Round number 7, pop punk or metalcore?
I'm not gonna lie, I probably pop punk.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of pieces of both, honestly, but I mean, I like more of the lyrical sway and just kind of the vocal content more in pop punk.
Yeah, I'm fans of both too, but I tell you, it's like I said before, if I'm walking past a room and pop punk is playing, I will stop and listen every single time to the duration of the song. But if somebody's playing metalcore, I'll be like, yeah, that's a great song. I'll
Right.
see you later.
Yep.
All right, round number 8, coffee or energy drink?
Energy drinks. I love the smell of coffee. Never been able to drink it, but I'm an energy drink person all day long.
Yeah, what's your go-to brand?
That what is it called? Alani? Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some guy here, like I used to do energy drinks back when I worked in retail, and they just like really messed me up. I can barely even take caffeine these days. But like some guy here at work had one called Ghost.
Yeah,
And he said he couldn't take it. It was too much caffeine. I was like, they try to get crazy with these things these days.
They do.
Round number 9, who do you think would win in a fight? Justice League or the Avengers?
Honestly, it depends on who's making the movie. I like a lot of the Justice League characters better, but some of them have kind of been like not really well portrayed in movies. But so probably the Avengers, honestly.
Yeah, and my rebuttal to that is, who's going to fight Superman and win?
That's true.
I mean, you got Captain Marvel, but I mean, I don't know. I got to go with my man Clark.
Yeah,
Kal-El.
I agree with that part for sure. They nailed it when they used him for Superman.
Yeah. And the finale, round number 10, Mohawk. I messed it up. Mohawk or mullet?
Mohawk for sure. I grew up with my dad actually having a mullet, so that's old news to me.
Was it like the Patrick Swayze Roadhouse mullet?
Hey, speaking of, Patrick Swayze is my absolute favorite actor of all time. So it wasn't that good. I can't say that it was that good just because of bias on it.
I'll tell you what. Look, you get like one of those like feathered mullets, and the wind just catches it right. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All right,
they come back into style for sure.
Oh man, they're everywhere. I mean, the kids got them. Sports players are starting to, especially baseball and hockey.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like you always think, like you'll never see that haircut again, and then all of a sudden, like kids started like running around with the haircuts. It's like, this is nuts.
We'll just blame it on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
The Chinese did it.
That was their ploy the whole time.
Yeah, it was. They weren't trying to steal our information. They were trying to bring the mullet back.
They succeeded.
All right. Well, that was 10 rounds. Thank you, Travis.
Absolutely. That was fun.
All right, so the first song we're going to play from you guys is Just Say Goodnight. What's the song about?
So the Nashville trip, I was actually going through a pretty bad breakup, and my buddy that was there with us at the time, Steven, which was a drummer at the time, and then our my right hand man, the manager and merch guy T, and then our buddy Brad, that's also in and out of the band with an open door. They showed up, knew I was going through a hard time. Me and Steven were both going through some personal stuff, and so the four of us got extremely drunk and wrote that song about the concept of literally a conversation. There were words that come out of my mouth. We were talking, and I thought things were good. We were saying that I love you thing, and I basically said, hey, do you not mean saying I love you? And she was like, not really. I was like, well, just don't say I love you then, just say goodnight. And that's birthed the song.
Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah.
Here it is. It is Just Say Goodnight from 9 Left Dead here on Indie Rage Radio. All right, very good. Segment 2, we're going to talk a little bit more about the band.
Awesome.
All right, here we go. Segment 2 in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. We are back with Travis. He's the lead singer and the guitarist for the Oklahoma City rock band 9 Left Dead. You can check them out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. They're on Spotify. Their website, the number 9, 9leftdead.com. You can snag yourself some merch, hats, shirts, hoodies, koozies, stickers, and a whole lot more right there. Also, your 6-song EP is out right now, Where Love Lies Broken. It's available everywhere where you consume music. Congrats, man.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that plug. It's we're extremely excited about this EP.
Now, so let's talk a little bit more about the band. You formed back in 1999. Way back in 1999. We got to take the DeLorean here, man.
Yep.
I love it. So you formed the band. The original name of the band was Harmful If Swallowed.
Yes, it was.
That's a dope name.
Yeah. We had 3 names picked out, and it was Dime a Dozen, which was like, Grandma Phobia, which almost stuck. And then we picked up a tire cleaner can, and my buddy, actually, Steven, he was actually the singer at the time. He became the drummer. And he's like, find the name on here. And I was like, Harmful If Swallowed? We're like, yeah, that sounds twisted enough. Let's go with it.
So how did it come from Harmful If Swallowed to 9 Left Dead?
So we actually we got a record deal through Warner ILG Dirtbag, and we were getting ready to sign the deal, and we got a cease and desist letter from a band that had already taken like the legal rights to have the name Harmful Swallowed. So we're like, okay, don't know what to do now. Yeah. So I'd actually had a side project, which is just myself, and was going through like some really personal, dark, twisted, spiritual stuff because of what I'd gone through in life, which was my leukemia that I had. And 9 was always my sports number, and a number that I associated with well. And ironically, I'd gotten leukemia when I was 9. So I had basically felt like I was kind of abandoned by God. So I had named my side project 9 Left Dead. And one of the guys in the band at the time was like, hey, that sounds cool. It's like, use your side project name if you're cool with it. And I was like, yeah. And actually the name later on, as spiritual growth like progressed, and like my maturity and just understanding of what I was going through had a benefit, I actually researched the number 9, and spiritually it actually means to go through great trials and tribulations and survive it and become out better. And so we stuck with that name pretty hardcore because it's definitely our motto in life.
Yeah. So you had leukemia when you were 9. When did you go into remission?
So I actually had leukemia for a year before they found out that I had leukemia. So I had lost use of most of my arms and a little bit of my legs. And once I got on chemo, I went into remission pretty quick, like within the first few months. But it's still like a 5 to 7 year process at that time of just going. I was in the hospital 3 to 5 days every other week. And then I'd go up the other weeks that I wasn't in the hospital and get like chemo shots and stuff like that. So it was a long process. But I was in remission most of the time.
So, I mean, obviously having cancer is really, really scary. When you were 9 years old, did the depth of that hit you, of how scary that was? Or was it not
Yep.
as scary because you were young and really didn't understand?
It was absolutely scary. I remember the exact moment, and I don't remember a whole lot of things in life, probably blocking it out mentally, but I remember the exact moment they walked in the room. Me and my mom had just driven up to Oklahoma City, and we drove up there in a blizzard, and 4 or 5 doctors walked in the room, and they were blunt about it. They were quick. They're like, okay, so he has leukemia,
Hmm.
or actually he has cancer in the form of its leukemia. And I remember going into like this black space. I could still hear them. I knew what was going on. And I remember talking to myself in this space, and the conversation was like really simple, and somehow, like, I don't know how it wasn't freaking me out to the extent of it, but it was more just like I instantly cope with it. And I was talking to myself, and I was like, all right, well, I'm 9 years old, 10. I was actually 10 at the time. I was like, I'm a kid and I'm going to die, and that was
Hmm.
just instantly where my mind went, So it was really weird, but it was scary, but it was, I don't know, found kind of a peace about it. Like I wasn't necessarily just freaking out. Like I just accepted it quick. And luckily, like I didn't give up on life like I did in that moment, because I just thought it was like definite, I was going to die. But obviously I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So the current lineup of Nine Left Dead, how'd you guys all meet?
So we had gone on that run when we were signed, and we actually went out with Hinder for a little bit, and then we came back and things kind of imploded, and we all went separate ways. And then I met the bass player Dante, and went back out on a few-week run, and he came in at that time through a mutual friend that was drumming with us at the time, and him and I just stayed friends. We clicked, so we stayed friends for forever. And then had like a little bit of a year break, and whenever I started getting back into it, we'd had a bass player for a little bit, and things weren't really working out. And so I've always had him kind of in contact, and his band wasn't working out for him. He could tell he was miserable. So I was like, hey, dude, like, come back to this band. So that's how him and I hooked back up. And then the drummer, he was actually following us, and we were eyeballing drummers because like I said, we lost our drummer recently. Like he passed away from a type 1 diabetes. He had like I think an actual diabetic coma in the middle of the night, and didn't wake up one night when we were on the road. It's a pretty rough deal. That was actually in September, I believe. And this guy had actually talked to his wife and said, hey, I want to join that band. And she's like, do not reach out to them. Like, do just pray about it and see what happens. And we had started reaching out to drummers, and he was one of them. And Dante sent him a message like, hey, and we'd met him a couple times before, we had good interactions with him at like festivals and stuff, and the bands he was playing in. And like, hey, we're looking for a drummer. Do you know anybody? He's like, yeah, me. So he came over, and it's pretty much instant. Like we all clicked. And that was the one thing we were scared the most about was, obviously you can't replace. I was with Steven for like 26 years as a friend, and in and out of band together, and you can't replace that. And I was so scared about finding someone that could basically figure out how to fit our personalities, because we're different. We're crazy, we're fun, and like we have a good energy, but we have like, very specific personalities, and we were worried about that, but he just instantly clicked into our group, and it was awesome, so we didn't have any issues with that. When he actually walked in the door, we're like, this guy's gonna fit in pretty good.
So you kind of alluded to my next question earlier by saying you went on the road with Hinder for a little bit. The old saying goes, never meet your heroes. And I was checking out the list of the guys that you have shared the stage with throughout your career, and it is absolutely a list of who's in the music industry. Bands like Hinder, Hellstorm, 3 Days Grace, Seether, Papa Roach, Drowning Pool, Puddle of Mud, and the list goes on and on and on. Now,
Yeah.
look, we aren't going to talk about the douches. Let's talk about some of the cats that were really, really cool that you guys met, that possibly even took the time to give you some career advice that helped you guys out.
Dude, most of those bands you named were all amazing, amazing people. So Hinder, Cody Hansen, the drummer, actually writes a lot of their music, and their singer now, Marshall, is who we recorded our first album with, The Wrong Things. And Cody was actually managing us for a little bit, so he's beyond amazing. But that entire band's awesome, man. They're really good people. But probably the craziest moment was actually meeting Jacoby from Papa Roach, man. I got a one-on-one with him backstage at a festival. They had just played, and I was like, dude, you're so insane. Like, I don't know how anybody even like plays on stage with you, because it's insane how amazing he is. And we're sitting there talking for a minute, and he's like, who are you again? And I was like, oh, pretty much nobody, play the band Nine Left Dead, and we opened up. He's like, no, dude, I know who you are. Like, I was actually at Cody's house last night, and I was listening to y'all's new single. And, of course, I'm playing it cool, I was like, oh, dude, I appreciate that. And in my head, I'm like, what? But it was so cool, dude. He's such a humble person. And that interaction, because that was one of the biggest bands that I grew up listening to, watching on MTV, So I was extremely pleased with that interaction. He was probably one of the best dudes I ever met on this planet, man. He's as real as what he looks like in the videos.
Nice. So the next song we're going to play for you guys is called Not Your Monster. What's the song about?
So, again, I just started writing that year I went through that insane breakup. And this one was about growing in mental health and realizing that I couldn't play the bad guy in the relationship by myself anymore, that we were both at fault. And for me to get past the growth that, where the spot that I was needed to, get past the blame and the shame and all that stuff, I had to accept that I could no longer be the monster that I painted myself out to be. Like, I just ruined everything myself whenever, there was a lot of realization that we were both at fault for a lot of things, and that we both need a lot of mental health therapy,
Here it is. It's Not Your Monster from Nine Left Dead on Indie Rage Radio. All right, very cool. Segment 3, we usually do like, hey, we're flying into your town, this and that. And since we're going to OKC, are you familiar with restaurants, venues, and bars in OKC?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, very nice. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com, hour number 2. We are joined by our special guest, Travis. He's the lead singer and guitarist for the band Nine Left Dead. They're from Oklahoma City. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify. Online, 9leftdead.com. The number 9leftdead.com. You'll also find some merch there. So if you're looking for some hats, shirts, hoodies, koozies, stickers, they can hook you up. As well as the 6-song EP, Where Love Lies Broken, is available everywhere you consume music. So go out and stream it. Go out and purchase it. Help this band out. All right, Travis. So in segment 3, we always like to go to your hometown. We are hopping in the Spirit airline, and we're not sitting in the back with the jabronis. We're spoiling ourselves with the big seat up front. So we just flew into OKC, and we're hungry. What's one restaurant we need to stop at?
There's actually probably my favorite one right now is called the Cajun Corner. It's just Cajun food, man. It's insane. They got amazing everything. I usually go with the shrimp po' boy, but everything I've had there is amazing.
Okay, this has I guess got me interested because we're based in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in the 337, right down here in South Louisiana. So we know Cajun food in the 337.
Yeah.
Where are the people from that own it? Do you know?
I don't. I'm gonna find out though, because I talk to them all the time when I'm in there. But
yeah,
I would guess there's somewhere that knows Cajun, because they do it right.
Oh, nice. So do they have like a little market too, where you can buy like Tony Chachere's seasoning and like all the different hot sauces and whatnot?
So they do not, but they do have all this insane, like, different styles of beer in there, where you can actually just have a little card and get whatever kind of beer that you want. And that's the funny thing, is why I can tell you that this place is good, because we're actually insanely good friends with Douglas Sachere, and we go to his house all the time and eat Cajun food. And that dude right there probably cooks the best in the world that I've had anyways.
Nice. Hopefully at this place they have some Louisiana beer on tap, like Tin Roof and Mesh Brewing and stuff like that.
They do, actually. I've seen a couple of those.
Nice. All right. So we got ourselves a great shrimp po' boy. We want to go see a rock show, and we're not looking for a venue that traveling bands come through. We're looking for the local vibe. We're looking for a place, maybe 250, 300, that we're going to be packed in like sardines, sweating on people, enjoying some OKC rock.
Absolutely. 89th Street Collective. That's like a little, it used to be called not the Criterion. I can't remember what the old name was of it, but it's 89th Street Collective now. But that place is just like insane. And oddly enough, that's actually where we played with Hellstorm at when they were like coming up in the scene.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's a cool place. Real small venue, but like insane sound system. And they've done a lot of work to it. So they've actually upgraded the place quite a bit too. But it's amazing.
Well, hopefully Ticketmaster doesn't kill them like they do other small venues.
I hear you.
All right, so we got a great poll boy. We called a rockin' show. We want to nightcap it. We want some OKC vibes. What's a great bar we should go to?
Oh, there's a lot of cool. I'm trying to think what the name of this one is because they've changed it. It used to be called the Bricktown Brewery, but there's a place up there, Bricktown. So we have this downtown's what it's called. You know, it's Bricktown area where we actually have like a ballpark and everything else. There's tons of bars and stuff around that scene. There's actually a Coyote Ugly that's there. It's actually pretty cool too. Like just like the movie, girls dancing on the bars and stuff and drinks everywhere. That's probably first place we'd go check out just because.
Right. All
But
right.
it's got tons of bars around there.
Well, Travis, thank you for taking us around your hometown. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, so the next song we're going to play is called Broken Like Me. What's this song about?
This is an extreme dive into the mental health of people, especially just people in relationships, and understanding the concept that people should just communicate and talk better when they're in a relationship, because there's so much issues and doubt and fear that everybody has. And I think it just drives people apart instead of spending like time in conversation and actually talking about these things. People just kind of brush under the rug. And that's what this song's about. And probably the other part of it that was dealing with letting that concept in and causing doubt in my own life, which is one of the lines in it, let the devil in the door, which is basically talking about I started the downfall of the relationship by having fear and doubt instead of just communicating and be who I wanted to be in life.
Here it is. It's Broken Like Me from Nine Left Dead on Indie Rage Radio. All right, very cool. Segment
Sweet.
4 is the last segment of the show, so it's going to be the last song played, so we're kind of like up against the time clock type thing, but we're just putting a bow on everything.
Cool.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. Sadly, we have come to the last segment of the show. We only have a 2-hour block on this radio station, so it happens every week, and sadly, we're here. We have had the honor of having Travis with us. He's the lead singer and guitarist for the Oklahoma City rock band 9 Left Dead. Go check them out online. The number 9, leftdead.com, 9leftdead.com. They're on your favorite social media platforms as well. Go follow them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. They're on Spotify and everywhere you consume music. Speaking of consuming music, go out and stream and buy their new 6-song EP, Where Love Lies Broken. It's everywhere you consume music. Travis, appreciate your time, dog.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's been fun. It's been a blast.
All right, so what does the future look like for 9 Left Dead?
So we have an insane year coming up. Obviously, we've got the 6-song EP out. We're recording currently, actually, and getting ready to release new music again this year. I've probably got like 15 songs that I've got completed, and we're probably going to release 2 or 3 more this year, gear up for a few more in the next year. And we've got so many shows coming up, so much brand new merch coming out. We have a couple different tours scheduled with actually Shallow Side and Rehab that are going to be epic. Nice. And then we're just working on a lot more shows, getting out there and doing this thing this year, trying to make this thing just take off like a virus, you know?
If you just tuned in and you missed any of this show, it's going to be on demand at our website, indierageradio.com. Just click radio show this Sunday at 8 p.m. And if you miss Indie Rage Radio any week, you can always go to our website and listen to the current episode as well as our past episodes on demand. All right, Travis, we are fixing to get out of here. Not before we play the last song of the show. It's called Drowning. What is this song about?
This is still kind of about the same concept to deal with a lot of mental health stuff, but this was about letting go, understanding that I was going in a different direction. And at that point, I had to give up what I thought I wanted so that I could get myself to a better place, to be healthy enough to be something of what I felt like was value to someone else. And so that's what this is about, is seeing her drowning and having to let it go.
He is Travis. I am Mikey O. This is 9 Left Dead with Drowning on Indie Rage Radio. We'll see ya when we see ya.
Thank you.
All right, very cool, Travis. You did awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't be in a better spot, better light, all that stuff, man.
It's all good. I hope I didn't get you in trouble at work.
Oh, no, dude. They didn't piss me off anyways.
All right, before you get out of here, if you can give me a drop, just at any moment, because we're recording, just say, hey, this is Travis from the band 9 Left Dead, and you're listening to Indie Rage Radio.
All right, sweet. Hey, this is Travis with the band 9 Left Dead, and you're listening to Indie Rage Radio.
Perfect. And I'll be tagging you guys on social media when it's, because, I mean, it's quite far away when it's coming up, but I'll be tagging you on social media so you'll know when it's going down.
Perfect, man. And anytime you want to do this again, man, I'd love to. Just holler. We got, like I said, I'll keep you up to date, and I'll send you the songs before they release first too on the next ones, because they're going to be probably even more badass than the ones we got coming out. I'm excited.
Oh, right on, dude. Yeah, appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Yeah, we'll keep in touch, most definitely.
All right, man. Sounds good. Appreciate it, man.
All right, take it easy.
Later, bro.
Be careful out there.
Yep, absolutely. You too.